some of them spend their money on the other side before crossing over, because they know when they cross over they're going to end up with a check in their hands, you know.
Keean Bexte here at the intersection of Roxham Road and the international border separating Canada and the United States. Now, right behind me is the area where people, non-Americans, non-Canadians, cross this border illegally, of course, in hopes that Canada will grant them refugee status, something that the Americans wouldn't do for whatever reason. Now, this story broke several years ago. It was a big problem for Trudeau after he tweeted, "Everybody is welcome in Canada," kind of to spite Donald Trump, and of course that has led to a very, very big problem, and a problem that is growing. In 2018, there were more refugees, quote-unquote refugees, people who wanted to seek refugee status illegally crossing this border than ever before. It is a huge, unmitigated disaster. You can see here the footage that I just took in the first 30 minutes of me showing up here, the RCMP helping these two illegals put their bags into a van for them to be transported deeper into Canada. It seems that they have asked me more questions personally than they've been asking these quote-unquote refugees. Now, there's actually an individual here from Nova Scotia who just walked down the road and wanted to check things out because he said he saw it in the news a while ago. He was in the area. So here's what he had to say. What do you make of this situation that we see on the border right now?
I guess it's like not an official crossing point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I don't know. It's just I heard the people are trying to cross because they think that maybe they think they're not going to have status in the U.S., so they want to try their chances in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you think that Justin Trudeau has been strong enough in telling people like this, that people in these situations, that they're not welcome here and that what they're doing actually is illegal?
I think after that initial tweet, I think he's been rather silent on it.
The one where he said everyone is welcome?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you disappointed with that? Are you happy?
I think financially, I don't think it's good for Canada to take in people that aren't financially sustainable, but I don't know enough. I don't know enough about it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was surprised to hear that these illegals are not really poor. They actually take a plane to get to a local airport near the border and then take a taxi here. They spend all their money before they get here in anticipation of a, quote, big check. A big check. That is what the driver who picks up the illegals here and takes them deeper into Canada to a different RCMP facility told me. Take a listen to this conversation I had with him. Does this take the people that come across the border to a...
Yeah, to a police station.
How often does someone come across?
There's different kinds of hours that they...
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say when they come in. It depends on what time planes come in, you know.
Planes? What do you mean planes?
If they come in at Plattsburgh at the airport.
They fly to the closest airport to then...
That's Plattsburgh is the closest airport to the border, so...
Wow.
And they get off there and they take the cab over here.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that they had the money to buy a plane ticket.
You'd be surprised. Some of them spend their money on the other side before crossing over, because they know when they cross over they're going to end up with a check in their hands, you know.
Now this problem is going to get worse and worse and worse. Justin Trudeau has no interest in being strong on border control because it makes him look weak on being a lefty. Of course, you can't call out people breaking the law and crossing the border illegally without looking a little bit like Donald Trump, and that just doesn't jive with Justin Trudeau's base. It's a problem for him, and it's going to be a weak spot going into this next election. And if anyone wants to see any change, they're going to have to start asking Justin Trudeau to speak out and stop what's going on here. For the Rebel.media, I'm Keean Bexte.